Hi, Eileen McGoldrick here. More art from an Irish kitchen. Like a lot of people out there, I'm in lockdown, and what I thought I'd do today is share the view out my kitchen window with you, but first explain what we're going to be doing today. I, like a lot of other artists, like to experiment with my paints, like to come up with different ways of making images and patterns, and that's what I want to show you today. Maybe give you a little bit of inspiration and something to do to amuse yourself, because art should be fun. This I'm going to show you today is one technique I've devised for creating interesting patterns and ideas for creating larger paintings. And basically I've got red, white, yellow, red, green and a crimson. And these are acrylic paints. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put them randomly across my paper. Now this paper is actually for making labels, it's for printing. And the reason I'm using this, I'll show you later. Okay, and I get my palette knife. Now if you haven't got a palette knife, you can use an ordinary knife or even a kitchen squeezy. So get my palette knife, I'm going into my colours and I'm pulling. And can you see that the colours combine and they create kind of patterns that if I was trying to paint these, it would be very difficult. So now I'm just going to clean some of the paint off and I'll come back in with my blue and my white. Pull in. And then if I think I need, if you mix them too much, they go a bit grey, but that's a nice purpley grey. Can you see? I'm just filling in gaps. And then I can clean my palette knife again and I'll maybe go in with a bit more blue over here. Might leave it at that. Now the reason I'm using labels is because I find that when they're dry I can peel off bits like this, and then I can either use them as individual pieces of inspiration or I can play about with them, overlap them, create a different image. Now I have some ideas already completed in a few of my sketchbooks. This is one of those. This is 3 from this sheet. Now the colours may be garish and these marks here I printed with an onion on top of the pulled paint. Here in this book I keep several, these are smaller labels, I keep several of these little ideas. I use pastels here and some glue, so you don't have to be restricted to paint. There's the pastel, some glue, and these I would have peeled and mixed and put together to get an image. That's one of the larger labels, just like the ones I'm using today. So you can see that it's really quite pleasing. You get marks that even looks like the sea hitting rocks and all sorts. So the other thing I wanted to show you while we're in the play mode, so I've got another label. You can actually This is a piece, now this is following in from the kitchen tradition. This is a piece of plastic tablecloth that I bought actually especially to play with, doing art things. So I'm placing it, putting my labels on top, and I'm going to go in with some green from my Irish kitchen, white, and some yellow. And I'm going to pull them. Can you see the pattern underneath? Now I'm going to take some of the paint off because there's quite a lot of paint on that. I just pull. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in with a darker colour so you get a better idea. Just pull this round. Right, I'm going to take some black. Pop it along there. Clean my palette knife. I'm going to press down on here. Can you see the patterns now? And I'm getting the greens and the yellows in the background. Now what I use these pieces for sometimes is the backgrounds to paintings. And then I would paint on top. So just, and normally when I'm doing this, instead of just placing it on and keeping it there, what I would tend to do would be I'd move and pull it from a different piece. So I'm creating my own kind of pattern. So I'll go on a bit grey, never mind. The other thing I've got here is just a piece of corrugated paper. This time I'm going to just put an ordinary piece of paper on. Well, this is more like a piece of card. I'll just stick some blue on. Get my squidgy this time. Can you see the lines appearing? I'm going to move it round. Get the lines going a different way. Hang on. And that's all. I mean, look at the little different tones going on there on the blue, different strengths. And so I could actually add some of my crumbs in here. Okay. Clean my palette knife and pull some crimson on it. And then what I could do with this is, instead of, you know, with the labels where you peel them, this is a piece of card. What I could do is just cut it up and then rearrange it to get different pictures happening. Now, I'm not pretending this is an incredible piece of art. What I am trying to do is show people how playing you can create all sorts of different images that might inspire you to do your best painting ever. And I'd like to show you, this is a piece, an experimental piece that I had done. So if I just bring it over, pop it down here. This I made with the same kind of technique. I scraped my paint, then I put some crayon on. This I created with a paper bag, the body part, and with one of these bits of plastic I created with some crayon, the red marks, to create an image. I'd say there would be only one of these in the world. You wouldn't get too many to the pound. What I'd like to say to you is, have fun, experiment, use your kitchen table and just send them in to me on my YouTube channel. Let me see what you're playing at. All the best. Stay safe. Bye.